Hey y'all, I want to show you how to make these super cute handmade gift tags using watercolor and water-soluble crayons. So let's get started. So what I have here is I've got a pad of watercolor paper. I have a set of watercolors and just, traditional colors. And then I've got some metallics, this tray of metallics. This in these little pots is also some, just tube, liquid watercolor paint in gold and silver. I say liquid as opposed to like dried in a cake already. I've got water-soluble crayons. The ones that I really like these woodies that are actually made for kids, and Neo Color 2 or the Stedler Aquarelles. These are really great crayons. And so what else do I have here? I've got watercolor brushes. I've got a hole punch that is 1/8 inch in size. I've got scissors and I have some gold twine. So that's all you need to get started. I have already spritzed my paints so they're ready to go. Oh, so let me show you kind of what I'm about to do. But I'm not going to paint a whole sheet because we'd be here forever. But basically what I do is I take a sheet and I just fill the sheet with painted circles. And once the sheet is filled, then I will cut them out. I'll cut all the circles out, which I will show you. So let's get busy just painting some circles. It's so easy, and this is a very relaxing thing to do. What's great about doing this around the holidays is that, the holidays can be a little stressful. And sometimes we need a little time to relax, and this is a great way you can actually unwind and relax. So I just put down a layer of watercolor, and now I'm just adding the watercolor crayon. And you can see that the crayon will actually push the watercolor aside, which is so cool. I'm gonna come back in and go a little thicker. Look at that. It's so neat. I love how these crayons, for whatever reason, the pigment in the crayon just pushes the paint. See how the pink is just pushing that brown? It's so neat. So what I do is I just kind of go back and forth between watercolor, the crayons, the metallics. Now I'm just adding some copper into this middle circle. And I'm just playing. I'm gonna leave this one to dry. I can see that I got like a little wonky edge here. I'm gonna fix that edge real fast. And I'm gonna move on to another one while I just kind of monitor how that one dries. So I like the bigger size brush because it holds a lot of water and pigment, so you get really good coverage. This is actually a travel size brush, and I'll tell you, I like it because I just feel like I can control it a little better. You don't have like the big tall handle getting in your way. Personal preference, 100% personal preference. You can, obviously I use the taller handled brushes, and I mean, they work just fine. So right now, I'm just adding watercolor, a blue ring into, oh, it's so pretty how it dries. I love watching it dry. And so what I do with the crayons, I dip them into the water, give it a shake, and then I draw that in. Look how it pushes the pink. It's so cool. I'm gonna let that one start to dry. So y'all, the more you paint and work with your paints and your colors, You learn them. You learn what they do. You'll learn that some colors push more than other colors. Like pink is a really pushy color. White is a real pushy color. Let's see. I'm gonna go in. Ooh, let's do this green in this middle. Ooh, look at that. Look at that blue. Look how it disperses. It's so pretty. So the more you work with stuff, and that's why I call this an experiment. And I've obviously painted and experimented with all of this enough that I know what I know the red is going to do what it does. I know the pink is going to do what it does. So I also, yes, we're going to turn these into gift tags, but this is also a very, very good daily practice that you could do for loosening up, learning how your supplies work, learning what the different colors do, just learning. This is a great, it really is a great learning experiment. Oh, I'm sorry, I got quiet. Sometimes I get quiet because I'm just like, look at all of that, how beautiful. It's like, looks like the earth. So I had a lot of blue on my brush, so I'm actually just starting another circle. I know that this one is still wet and I'm working with it, but I'm going to start another one because I didn't want to waste the paint that I already had on my brush. So if you see my paper's wanting to buckle, so I'm just going to hold it down. I'm going to put some of this beautiful gold in the middle here. Oh, so pretty. Ooh, I'm going to put some, let's just do some, whoa. Oh, it's just lovely. Around that edge. Woo! Even the gold is kind of making the blue cluster in the center. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what this pink, if I put the pink here, it's going to push the blue, and now the blue will get a little darker. Let's see. Let's do a little green in the middle of this one, just a touch. Look at that. Look how soft. It's so pretty. Look at this one, how it dried. Very beautiful. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna show you how I cut them out. This is you can see this is almost addictive. Like you will sit down to do this, and I'm telling you, you won't want to stop. You'll just, which is great, y'all. If you just need some goose fraba time to relax, time to veg out. If you just need a something slow. Let's say your kids or your family, y'all are all together and you need a good activity and you want to do like something fun, get everybody creating. This is a great project that y'all could do together as a family, as a group. Invite your friends over and y'all make, oh, it's great. Okay, I am gonna stop. I'm gonna stop so that I can show you the cutting process. I was trying to decide if I wanted to add a little more. I'm gonna see this middle. There's not a lot of sparkle on this one. I don't think I added sparkle. So I'm just gonna add a little sparkle here at the end. Putting a little gold in the middle. And I was thinking maybe just around these edges. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. I'm like easily entertained, especially when it comes to art. Just put a little, just adding a little bling on the edges. Just give it a little spice. I'm actually going to add a little more of this copper into this one in the middle. And I'm going to add some clear water to just soften and disperse it. So pretty. Okay, so let me show you. I'll let these dry and I'll show them to you at the very end. But what I'm gonna do is, let me get these out of the way and just talk you through chopping them. So I like to cut them all out individually first. It's way easier to work with them when they are separated and, you know, on their own. Trying to cut each circle out of this big page can be cumbersome. So here we are. This is how I have them. I just have them in squares. And you're just gonna hand cut them. A lot of people can be intimidated by hand cutting. I hear people, you know, will say, I don't have a steady hand. I can't cut that straight. You know, I can't be that precise. It comes with practice, and it just comes with cutting things and doing the same motion or activity over and over and over again. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. So let me just talk you through, because there is a little bit of a method to how you could cut something out or approach cutting out a circle. I generally leave the hand that has the scissors fairly like steady. I'll move it a little, but basically I'm moving the scissors very little and I'm moving the paper a whole lot. So just kind of watch my hands. I'm moving the hand that's holding the paper way more than I am moving the scissors hand. And I'm opening and closing the scissors very slowly and moving the paper as I close the scissors. And I take my time. I really do cut at this snail's pace in order to get very smooth edges and a good, you know, circle. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. They're not perfect. They have a little wonkiness to them, but that's the beauty of handmade. That's what makes them sweet and special and made by you. So next, we're gonna cut a hole, and I like to assess the circle and decide which way feels best to me as far as up and down goes. And then I will punch the hole accordingly. So I like the way that feels, and I will punch a hole. I've got this great twine that is gold. It's gold and white, and I cut it 10 inches because I find that is the best length to work with. I'm gonna cut 2 since I've got 2 here. 10 inches. Let's see, let me tell you about how wide my circles are. They are they're a little less than 3 inches in diameter, just to give you an idea of like, so this is a 9 by 12, and you can fit 4 approximate 3-inch circles going across, you know, a little less than 3, tiny bit less than 3. So I take the cord, I fold it in half, and I take the half, the folded half, and I put it through the hole going from the front to the back. I pull it through a little bit, and then I pull the 2, I'm going to call them tails. The 2 tails, I pull that through. Ah, I missed a tail. Let me start that over. Uh-oh. Oh, I can just pop it through. The tail missed going through the loop. So just make sure both tails go through your loop. Sorry, I fumbled that one. And there you have it. There you have it. So let me do one more. Sometimes like you spaz when you're trying to like demo something. It's funny. Probably because you're going slow because you're trying to explain what you're doing, and then you can tend to spaz. So there you can see. So the 2 tails, I leave them loose so that you have the ability to tie them onto whatever you want to tie them on. And I always, I do package these and sell them, and I always leave the back blank because I like people to be able to do what they want with them. Like you know, maybe they want to write a sentiment on the back. And so if I put to and from, it kind of hinders them from being able to do what they want. So here's a couple of other ideas that you could do with your circles. You could turn these into garland. You could turn them into Christmas ornaments. You could, you know, glue them to something. I don't know. What kind of ideas could you come up with that you could do with your circles that you have painted on your sheet? So I hope this inspired you and has given you some ideas, or just a starting point. Obviously, make some tags with them and have fun. Experiment with your watercolors, your water-soluble crayons, and just, you know, chill out. Make this a relaxing, you know, thing that you can do, and then create to cut them out, and what can you make with them? So happy creating, y'all.